All right, situation. The columns of a warehouse are fixed at the base and pin connected at the top. About the y-axis, the columns are placed at mid-height. Side sway is prevented, and effective length factor 1 about the effective length factor is 1. About the x-axis, there are no braces at the mid-height. Side sway is uninhibited and effective length factor 1.2. So actually dito sa statement to may nawawala. About the y-axis, the column, tama pala, the column are braced at the mid-height. Okay? And then, so binigay naman yung K para sa y-axis, and ito naman yung K para sa x-axis. Okay, so we are given column properties, given lahat, yield stress, column height, column loads, axial load, okay, and may moment, no? mx, ibig sabihin moment about the x-axis, 30 kilonewton meter, that is at the base of the column, and then moment about y is just 0. No? So the questions are, solve for the axial compressive stress FA that would be permitted if the allowable force alone existed. Refer to the table. Okay, so basically in the table, this is telling us that the allowable stress can be calculated using the effective slenderness ratio, no? So kailangan lang natin kunin yung effective slenderness ratio nitong column na ito para ma-identify natin kung ano yung FA or yung axial stress, no? Axial compressive stress. So to do that, we need to define which axis will govern, no? And remember that in calculating the critical slenderness ratio, we are looking for the largest value of the slenderness ratio. Okay? So lagay ko lang dito sa gilid para lang malinaw, ang Kx natin ay 1. Tapos ang Ky natin ay 1.2. Okay? Tapos sinabi niya na yung length ng column, ito, 6 meters, no? Tapos, about the y-axis daw, yung column ay naka-brace sa mid-height. So, ibig sabihin, pagdating dito, yung length natin ng column ay kalahati na lang, no? From 6 meter, magiging 3 meters na lang. Okay, pero dito, it's going to be still 6 meter kasi walang bracing. Alright, so meron tayong K, may L. So, R na lang yung wala. So, to calculate R, reminder, R is just square root of I over area. Okay, so we can define also R, X, and RY. Total given naman yung mga I nila. So, let's calculate that. So, square root of, let's start with RX. 1.03 million, or rather, times 10 to the 8 pala, over area, 8,580. So our Rx will be 109.57. And then yung Ry natin, so this is 2.2 times 10 to the 7. So 50.64. Okay, so ibig sabihin, let's calculate slenderness ratio about X and slenderness ratio about Y. Okay, so nagkabaliktad na side sway is prevented and effective length factor is 1, no? So dapat dito nga yung 1.2. May dapat dito yung 1.2. Kaya hindi so dapat ito ay 1. If that's the case, this is for slenderness ratio about x-axis, Kx, Lx over Rx, so 65.71. And then for Y, we have 3,000 ito, and then this would be 1. $50.64. So this gives us 59.24. Okay, so therefore, in this particular item, the governing or critical slenderness ratio is 65.71. So ito yung governing. Okay? And dito, ideally, kailangan natin interpolate, no? Ideally, kailangan mo interpolate yung values dun sa table. So, because this is the governing 65, so it should fall under this item. Okay? So, between 65 and 66. So, it will follow na yung FA natin will be between 116.8 at 116.1. So, ito naman, pagdating sa board exam, kapag ka nakuha mo na yung KL over R, tapos binigay yung table, tapos tinanong yung choices, kung makikita nyo sa choices kasi, yung 116 dyan, nag-iisa lang. Kaya, you can already use this as your answer. Okay? To save time. No? To save time. But if you want to interpolate, pwede naman. So again, you can just go to mode statistics. Okay, so ito. Tapos you have 65 and then 66. And then you have 116.8 and then 116.1. Ayan, tapos regression. We need y hat. Tapos sa harap niya, lagay mo yung 65.71. And that confirms na yung value natin is 116.3. Okay? So anyway, or like I said, kapag nakuha nyo na nga yung critical slenderness ratio at check nyo na kagad yung choices, kapag isa lang naman dun yung nasa sa range na to, edi yun na yung sagot. No? Okay, next. The axial load P is at an eccentricity 0.25 meter from the centroidal x-axis of the column. Solve for the maximum bending stress. So, ano naman, maximum bending stress. So, ibig sabihin ko, ito yung column natin. Yan yung column natin, ano? So, di ba ito yung y-axis niyan? Ito naman yung x-axis niyan. Okay? So, sabi niya, yung P daw is eccentric from the centroidal x-axis. So, ibig sabihin yung P natin is somewhere dito. Okay, so ito yung eccentricity natin. Okay? Now, because of that eccentricity, a moment will be produced here, no? Moment. At yung moment na yon is equal to P times E. Okay? At tinatanong lang sa atin, ano ba yung maximum bending stress? Okay? So, ngayon dito, you have to take note na meron din daw applied moment sa bottom. No, meron din daw moment dito sa bottom. At yun ay 30. Okay? So, moment about X. Okay? Sa bottom. So, ngayon, let's check. Dito sa ibabaw, yung P na in-apply, which is 160, now let's calculate the moment it will induce. So 160 multiplied by 0.25 yung eccentricity, this will give us so that will give us 40 kilonewton meter. Okay. Now dito medyo merong confusion yung iba. Paano po ba ang gagawin dyan? May 40 tayo na moment sa ibabaw, tapos meron ding 30 na moment sa ilalim. So pinag-a-add po ba yun? No? Ano po ba ang gagawin? So ang ginagawa po dyan ay you have to compare only. No? Kung sino yung mas malaki, yun yung mag-govern na moment. Hindi yan pinag-a-add. Kasi ang idea lang yan guys ay, for example, no? Ito yung column natin. Yan kunwari yung column natin, no? Sa side view. Bali, meron naka-apply dito na 30. Okay, tapos dito meron ding naka-apply na 40. So, kunwari lang, ganyan yung mga directions nila. Okay? Kapag din drawing mo yung moment diagram niya, ang idea lang nun, kaya ang idea lang nun, meron ka ditong moment na, let's say ito yung positive, ito yung negative. So, meron ka ditong moment na positive, 40. Tapos, dito meron kang moment na also positive, 30. Ayan. Okay? So, ganyan lang yung moment diagram niya. No? So parang ito yung moment diagram. Okay? So ganyan yung idea nun. Alright, so ibig sabihin, hanapin mo lang yung maximum moment. So ngayon, yung might be thinking, paano kung magkaiba ng direction? Paano kung halimbawa, iba yung direction ng ibabaw tsaka sa ilalim? Well, mangyayari lang din ulit. Pwede rin kasing ganito yung maging moment diagram mo. Halimbawa, ito yung 40. Tapos kunyari, iba yung direction ng 30. O di na sa kabila yun. Kasi ito pa rin yung moment diagram natin. No? And the point is, in our moment diagram, we are just looking for the maximum moment. And in this case, ito yung maximum moment natin. Regardless if this is of the same direction or different direction. Yun lang yung idea nun. So, ibig sabihin, guys, ang tatandaan natin dito, kapag ang nakuha ko na moment, mas mababa dun sa given na applied moment. O di yung applied moment yung mag-govern kasi siya yung mas malaki yung reaction, no? Siya yung mas malaking bending moment. Alright? So therefore, from here, all we have to do is to calculate the maximum bending stress. So yun lang yung tinatanong, no? Bending stress. So for number 2, bali MC over I lang yun. Okay? And of course, dahil ito ay bending about x-axis, ito ay x. Parehas, no? Okay, so ang moment na gagamitin is yung 40. Gawin natin Newton millimeter. Tapos yung C natin dyan, D over 2, ano? Okay, kasi wide flange yan eh. So ito yung C natin. D over 2. Okay? Ang D natin ay 255. 255 over 2. Over IX. IX is 1.03. So we have 40 million over 1.03 times 10 to the 8. And that gives us 49.51. Okay? So, ingat kayo ha, kasi pag pinag-add nyo yun, I think nasa choices din yun. So, 40 plus 30 is 70. Ayan, so, ayan, may 86 din doon, no? So, medyo kailangan natin mag-ingat doon sa concept na yun. Again, kung mas malaki ang naging moment sa base compared doon sa moment induced by the eccentric force, yun yung mag-govern kasi yun yung maximum moment, no? Okay? Next, si maximum yung tinatanong, no? Next, using the interaction equation, find the maximum axial load P that can be applied at an eccentricity of 0.25 about the centroidal x-axis. You're given the following allowable stresses. Okay? So, ngayon naman, parang ano siya, combined na siya, combined axial and bending. So, bali yung, define muna natin, yung actual axial stress natin would be P over A, di ba? Ganyan lang. Tapos yung actual bending stress natin, MC over I. Tapos yung M natin is P times E. Tapos yung C natin ay D over 2. Tapos ito as is. So ganyan lang, no? Tapos ipasok natin lahat dun sa interaction formula. So ang interaction formula, ito yung para sa axial stress plus ito naman yung para sa bending stress. Okay? So ito, gawin natin P. I'm assuming na itong P na hinahanap ko ay naka-kilo-newton. So gawin natin Newton over area. So yung area natin is 8580. So megapascal to, no? Over FA. So yung FA na sinabi for number 3 is 75. 75. Okay? Plus allowable stress. So P, ganun ulit, gawin natin tong Newton. Multiply natin ng E. So yung binigay na E is 250 millimeters. Tapos yung D ay 255 over 2 over I 1.03 times 10 to the 8 over yung allowable stress, which is 148. And to solve for the maximum value of P, we'll need to maximize the interaction equation to 1. Okay? And solving for P, yan natin, should give us Okay, so that gives us 274.35. That is in kilonewtons. And that will be our answer. Okay, so for number 3, that is letter B. Okay? And that's how we solve this particular item.